Hey, what's going on, everybody? Who 186 back again with another video, and yeah, as you see here, you're looking at the Xbox One with the Kinect camera at the top, the controller at the bottom, and the system in the middle. No 180 bullshit, no Xbox, no Xbone jokes here. This is just a straight up legitimate video about the Xbox One. My final thoughts on the Xbox One. I'll do a video on Nintendo and Sony as well. I don't know if I'll do them today, but I do have some time to kill, so here he goes. Now, obviously, if you look down at my video history, I made several videos about the Xbox One. When it had all the DRM, when they're constantly sticking their foots in their mouths with all the bullshit they're spewing, and inevitably after the 180 turn, I made a video about that. Now this is just my initial, this is just my final thoughts on the system, since both systems are going to be out. Um, Basically by the end of next month, both systems will be out. You have reviews out for you have I guess most reviewers have some of the next generation games, so it's basically starting. Excuse me. So it's basically starting. Now my thoughts on the system has changed a little bit. Obviously with all the DRM removal, it definitely does become a more a viable option, a viable console now. But there's still a couple things that I don't understand about Microsoft, what Microsoft is doing with this console. Now, um, obviously, I do believe that the system is going to be I do feel that the system overall is going to be a success. I think that with Microsoft's track record, I mean, regardless of whether you like Microsoft or not, um, their track record has been about innovating in the online aspect of gaming. And I've heard some of the rumors going around about the interface being jacked up, which I do. There is some credence to that, the user interface, because I've seen that Windows what do you call it, Windows interface on the phones, and I've seen it on some of the tablets and the laptops that Microsoft has, and it looks shitty to me. So it wouldn't surprise me if it was just a bungled mess. But I mean, listen, these guys are these guys know what they're doing in the software space. So I would expect them to at least get that going better in the future. I don't expect them to lag behind in that category. Um, as far as everything else goes, I don't care if it's stronger or weaker than the PS4. I really don't. It doesn't matter to me. As far as the look goes, I don't know. I don't. It still looks pretty big, but I don't know. All that stuff doesn't matter. Yeah, I definitely do dig the controller. I do think that it's a better looking controller than the PS4 controller. That's just my opinion. There's a couple things, however, that I just don't understand about this console. Now, first off is this thing right at top, the Kinect. Now, I don't have a huge problem with Kinect as a whole. I do think that the device is at least for me is rather useless. I also understand that they're using it in ways that might get me interested, but right now is useless to me right now. And what I don't understand what Microsoft is doing is they're justifying giving everybody this device and making the device as a whole $500. And for me, and that's really the main thing, is the fact that you're giving a Kinect. There is no word on whether or not you can get rid of the Kinect whenever you want, but it's obvious since they're bundling it with Kinect, you need it in some way, shape, or form. But what I don't understand is why this console is $500. Now, obviously you look at what happened last generation with the PS3 and 360, and you look at the price of the PS3. being $600, and I do agree that $600 to me was too expensive, especially compared to when you have a console that was turning out more games, better multiplats at the time. It's cheaper, and I mean, it was a no-brainer. At the very least, what the PS3 had going for it was the Blu-ray drive. It was the Blu-ray drive, and the fact that even around that time, the system was considered stronger, even though the 360 um, was turning out better multiplats. Especially as time went on, you can see that the PS3 ultimately was proven to be the stronger of the two consoles. This generation, however, it seems to me, and it seems that a lot of people are seems like they're coming out and saying this, that the PS4 is the stronger console. Now, it doesn't matter if the PS4 is stronger. The problem when it comes to Microsoft is that the system that they're trying to sell you is $100 more expensive, when this console is seems to be a lot, not a lot, but seems to be weaker. And if the PS4 is turning out more traditional better multiplats than the Xbox One, if the multiplats on the PS4 is better, and if you have a team, if you have a group of studios like Sony has that are clearly, I don't give a fuck if you're a big 360 fan, hell, even an original Xbox fan. If you're an Xbox fanboy and all, you may like their exclusive better. That's fine, but you can't deny that when it comes to overall studios, Sony destroys Microsoft in that category. So much so that Microsoft has to pay off companies like Capcom to bring Dead Rising 3 and make it exclusive. That they have to pay off EA to make Titanfall exclusive. They have to pay off Activision and EA again to bring exclusive content first to their platform. Microsoft has to do that. They don't have a choice. They don't have a choice. And look at the two of their three primary franchises, Gears of War and Halo, both of which are probably going to get next generation iterations on the Xbox One. Those franchises were made by third-party studios, Bungie and what's the other one called? Shit, Epic Games. Epic Games. So they have to be reliant on third party. And I'm not saying that's completely wrong, but it would be nice for a company like Microsoft to have at least a studio underneath their belt that they can rely on to turn out more quality exclusives. You know what I mean? Like with the opportunity that they had with Rare, and they just reduced Rare to basically just making Kinect games and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, they had that opportunity and they failed miserably, while Sony has great studios like obviously Naughty Dog, which is among the top developers in the industry. They have Sucker Punch, which is making my most anticipated next gen game, which is Infamous Second Son. They have Guerrilla Games that makes the best console exclusive shooter on the market, which is Killzone. They have Media Molecule. They have Polyphony Digital. They have all these awesome studios underneath their belt, making all sorts of types of different games, bunch of different awesome games, and they're the indie darling of the gaming industry. And what does Microsoft has? They have two franchises made by third party studios, being made by studios like 343. I think they're a good studio. Obviously, I haven't played Halo 4, but it does look a lot better than the previous Halo, I must say. And the team, I believe they're called, the team that made Gears of War Judgment, I forgot what their name is, but I'm sure they're probably going to be making the next batch of Gears game. Obviously they have Turn 10, which is a good studio, but they don't have the list of awesome first party devs that Sony does. You know what I mean? And then you add that to the fact that their pay server Xbox Live, while it has been traditionally better than what the competition has offered, you have to ask yourself, is it worth it to get the Xbox Live when everything that's there is behind a paywall? And you look at what the PS4 has to offer with PlayStation Plus, it's a better value. It's just a better value, and that's why I can't justify buying this system, at least not at launch. Maybe when it gets a price cut, maybe I would think about doing it. But right now, I mean, it's the PS4 all the way, and it's not really even really because of the games, because I mean both of these consoles are going to get the same type of games primarily. Um, you know what I mean? Like you look at the launch lineup, the launch lineup for both consoles are not great. You know what I mean? But if you look at every game available right now on the Xbox One, is either games that I'm not interested in, like Rise. I'm not interested in Rise. I've never been a fan of Dead Rising, and Titanfall doesn't really do it for me. So and you look at the PS3 side. Obviously, I'm not interested in that. Drive Club got pushed back, and I do want to play the next Killzone game. So you have that. Plus, you look at all the awesome games that could be coming out for the PS4 in the future, from all those dev teams that I was talking about, and it's a no-brainer. At least in my opinion, it's a no-brainer. I'm not saying that the Xbox One doesn't do cool things. I'm sure it does a lot of cool things. I've heard a lot of the cool things that it has. This whole thing about every game is gonna be on dedicated servers. I'm glad that it is. I'm very happy that it is. But does that supplement the price tag? No, it does not. I hear about all this stuff about how the Kinect can obviously you could do voice commands and this and that. All that is nice and well, but does that supplement the $500 price tag? No, it does not. I mean, you look at all the games that's gonna be coming out for it. Does that supplement the $500 price tag? No, it doesn't. So in all, to be completely honest with you, the only thing that's holding this console back is the price. That's the only thing holding this console back. You know what I mean? And the fact that, it's a more expensive console, despite the fact that you're getting less out of it than you would buying a PS4, in my opinion. So, I mean, that's really my thoughts. I kind of went all over the board. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. You can follow me on no, not on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter. Anyway, everything will be down the bottom. Who186. I'm out.